Here it is, folks. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. We're gonna let the opening title of this one crawl as well, because it's just a piece of history. I did always wonder where that sword was in this game, because you never get a new sword. But I guess it just looks cool. After Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda. She will wake only with the power of number 3 Triforce sealed in a palace in Hyrule. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his most adventuresome quest yet. The feels, the memories, I love it. Boys and girls, I thought about this long and hard for about 30 seconds and decided we are going to play Zelda 2 New Game Plus. What that means is when you beat the game, I guess they decided the second quest of Zelda was, well, fill in your word, it was what it was. The second quest of this game, when you beat it, you get this little Triforce next to your save file, and you get to start over, but you get to keep your full levels and all the magic you learned from the previous run. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because level grinding is a very real thing in this game, and I don't think that would be entertaining. So we are going to start with full levels so I don't have to grind. I will let you know where those grinds might have happened, just so you get a sense of it. And we are going to do the quests to get the magics, and we're not going to use any magic that we wouldn't have had prior to that part of the game, even though our menu screen will show that we have them all. So we're going to try to give you the full Zelda 2 experience, but do it in such a way that it's not utterly boring watching me kill the same Iron Knuckle like 17 times, not 7, like 50 times in a row. Rydia, welcome to the stream. We are just about to start Zelda 2. I appreciate you jumping on. So, let's get this going, and I do have some stories to tell as we go along. For one, growing up, I was pretty limited on video game time. My folks had an Atari 2600, and my brother and I were each allowed 30 minutes of game time. And about 2 years into the NES's existence, I was allowed, we got an NES for Christmas, but it was so far along in the NES's life cycle, I don't need this lady, I need a different lady. So far along in the NES's life cycle that Zelda, the original, which we loved at our friends' houses, it kind of been phased out retail. So now this is the lady that would get us in to talk to her friends. So anyway, we got Zelda 2 because my parents saw Zelda and they were like, well, that's Zelda, and they love Zelda. We'd never played Zelda 2, and Zelda 2 hurt us. So this guy would normally give us, oops, the shield spell. We're going to hear that can't help you a lot. And this game made us cry. I mean, I never beat this game as a child. Even as a teenager, I only beat it once using a Game Genie. So, Toonie, welcome. I do not remember what shrine this is. Oh, actually, interesting bit of trivia. I'm going to do this. Those of you familiar with Ocarina of Time, which also plays heavily into Breath of the Wild that a lot of you guys are playing, the sages in Ocarina of Time are all named after towns in Zelda 2. We're going to see that as we go along. So, we need not to get caught by that guy. We are going to get some magic power. We do have to recollect all the items in the game. The palace bonus items are not given to us on a new game playthrough. The early game is going to... It's not going to be, like, super easy, but we definitely do have more damage protection and can do way more damage than we should be able to at this point. Because, for example, you can see I have, from killing the enemies I've killed so far, I have about 40 experience points, right? Just to get from level 7 to 8 attack, you need 8,000 experience points. That kind of gives you an idea of the grinding. So normally if I was playing this, I would sit here in this field and grind up to like level 3 attack and a level of magic or life as well before heading to the first palace. And that would be a couple hours that wouldn't be fun. Dragon Ball reference? What were you thinking? What did I say that was a Dragon Ball reference? I wasn't paying attention. And yes, Reese. Oh yes, over 8,000, thank you. Reese, I can't imagine anyone just deciding to make a repeat playthrough easier. That seems cowardly. So yes, the early area of this game is still not free because you have rooms like this, where there are bubbles that come up and you have to watch for them, and if they knock you in the water, Link can't swim, that's just an instant death. And this game has lives. You start off with 3 tries, and if you die, you go back to the palace you started from, and you lose any accumulated experience points that you haven't spent so far. Oh, I believe you. I believe you, Alex. I am not going to fact check that. And Lydia, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Okay, let's try to get through this without dropping back in a hole. I don't know what it's like for anyone else, but I'm going to ask Rudy if she's enjoying the sort of sun shining through the kind of gray clouds today. It is pretty nice out. I think it's hit 70 finally, but not really terribly sunny, just kind of bright. Hope the weather's good for everyone today. Never trust a bot. Those guys are called bots. They will wreck you up. It is the music from Smash Reese. You are so correct. And, yeah, speaking of, I know Reese, you know this, but if anyone's not heard Smooth McGroove's acapella mix of this track, go Google it right now. I don't care if you stop watching me, it's worth it. Smooth McGroove. I like this track now. Definitely gave me nightmares before. Not again because the music was bad, but just by association. These guys are fun. Not only do they not give you experience for killing them, but they actually take your experience if they hit you. Normally these skeleton guys would probably be taking me like 3-4 hits to kill. They wouldn't be any harder, they just would take longer. Yeah, they're just bouncing up and down. They're happy to be here. Yeah, we've enjoyed just, I haven't turned the AC on, but we have enjoyed having the patio door open quite a bit and just letting the air flow in. It's beautiful. I got it. My face. we have kind of the opposite problem. We're not terribly sun-facing in our place, so even when it gets up to 70, it still stays in the 60s inside. So now if I was playing this like totally vanilla, not New Game Plus, this is another spot where I would stop, and I would just respawn and kill this guy for 50 EXP over and over again until I was up to like probably level 5 attack, which, again, super tedious. But it kind of makes the rest of the game flow easier. Never trust a bot. If you've ever heard the expression in games that birds are jerks, well, those little bots taught birds everything they know. I don't know why I grabbed that. I don't need it. And now I can see in the dark. See, as soon as I jump up there, they're gonna launch at me. Nailed it. It's a magic candle, Alex. It's Nemesis Psi. Definitely. That's definitely how it is. Nemesis Psi. I'm a writer, I know these things. Just trust me, don't look it up. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Come on, just... You're embarrassing me in front of the people. There's a good example, though, of how damage scaling in this game just... how far it goes. That's the first boss, and when you're full powered, he takes 2 hits. Let's just wait for this lovely count to happen. Please do. I'm sure they'll be fascinated to know. That is Palace 1 of 6 down. There are 6 palaces plus the Great Palace in this. See, now this is all lovely interior lit. Beautiful sort of, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Never mind, my joke didn't land. Indirect lighting? I don't know. Okay, now we have to go retrieve a trophy. Which may or may not be there, but we're going to do it anyway just because I said I'd show that off. So this is what you have to do to get the jump spell. Is again, dodge obnoxiously unpredictable enemies over pits of death. I'm fairly certain it took my brother and I like a week to get this far. And he's back. As soon as I jump over there, he's gonna fly towards me. Just like that. You go into the, you know, the creepy lady's house and your health gets refilled. Don't ask about it. She's very happy we got that trophy back for the town. Think that, but so now we have the jump spell in theory. Well, you know, which is necessary to cross the cave we need to get to the next part of the continent. Yes, all wholesome stuff here. Nothing, nothing untoward happening. Okay, and I want to introduce you to a terror moment from when I was a child. Here's these blue bats we've been facing, right? Alright. Here's a red bat. Why is he so special and different? Well... Oh my... That was terrifying. I mean, I did not expect that when I was young. Just ruined my day. So, we need the jump spell to get up here. Didn't need to cast shield, but now I look red, so it's cool. And if you took a few hits along the way, there's a fairy here. Which, I mean, sometimes you can... Come on, just go. Really? Okay. This one. Oops. I'm not supposed to have that attack yet. You guys didn't see that. Old habits. So again, if you haven't played this, you can kind of see how overworld encounters work. You got the big monsters and the little monsters, and it kind of informs the difficulty of whatever side-scrolling section you end up in. There was... Okay, well, I thought there was a secret there. There's a nice one. Oh, first try. This is my buddy Bagu. He gives me a note. For anyone wondering, there is somebody in the next town who tells you to go look for Bagu in that forest up there. But there are a bunch of forced encounters along the way. If you know the exact path, you can avoid them. But you wander around in that forest long enough, you will find him. It's not a very big forest. Yeah, right? Water town of Saria. I miss Saria. She was my best friend growing up. Alright, so this lady, check this out. I lost my mirror. Okay. Oh, what's in here? A table. I found a mirror under the table. Guys, anyone who tells you Link is silent, right here, first person text. Link, talk to me. Found my mirror, follow me. Alright, this is the wizard who would give us the life spell. Yeah, I cannot help you. So now we would have life, which, as you can see, the numbers there indicate how many magic points it takes to cost. Even at full power, it's the second most expensive spell. It takes a little over 3 blocks of magic to cast and fills up 3 blocks of life. Cast that all the time as a kid. To say, I'm not kind of words. I mean, you know, it's an expression. Link is expressing himself. So yeah, we would cast life all the time, trying to, you know, keep ourselves alive. Not realizing that the shield spell, when you cast that for less than a block of magic, gave you half damage for the entire screen you were using it. Far more effective use of magic than refilling after the fact. Alright, so I have Bagu's note. This guy's gonna let me through. Goodbye, Saria. We're never coming back. This is the Death Mountain Maze, and if you're ever here and lost, just remember, go down and take right turns. That's all you need to know. Whether you're in an encountered area or not, if there's a branching path, you basically just want to go down and to the right. Not on my watch. Oh, pincer. Rude. Yeah, a lot of the sprite work in this game is pretty nightmare-inducing, actually, so... It is what it is. I'm gonna grab this while I'm here. I have to go and start. Just as I can. Almost there. Thanks. Alright, and again, for those of you who've never played this, we have a fun little Easter egg coming up that I'm going to show you once we get out of this next cave. No reason not to. Okay, this area that I am now in, get out of this encounter to try to show it off. This is the map from Zelda 1. There is Lake Hylia in the center. There's a small lake off to the right in the seashore. There's the Lost Woods over there. If I go over here, there's the graveyard. And up in the upper left is Spectacle Rock. This was intentional. This is meant to make it look like the area you were playing as in the previous game was just a tiny portion of overall Hyrule, and now we get to explore all of it. Oh yeah, not only is it horrifying, it shoots fire. Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I mean, I never realized that as a kid, but once it was pointed out to me, that is pretty impressive. Okay. Once again, let's just not die. Chances there. Okay. We're safe until we have to walk back through it. We have the hammer. So this is going to open up more of the overworld for us. Wondering what's down the paths I haven't taken here. Generally it's tears, but sometimes there's experience bags, which I clearly don't need, so we're just only going to go the right way. Up and out. Oh, gosh. This whole stretch I've been doing, I've gone through Saria Town and through the Death Mountain area, getting the hammer, coming up here. This is all actually a prelude to the third palace, and I haven't done the second palace yet. The reason I do that is the fourth town that you get access to by doing this gets you a new sword technique, which just makes the game the best. In fact, it is such a good sword technique that Yacht Club Games built an entire game around that mechanic that we are about to get. So you see that boulder there? We wouldn't have been able to cross this way. We can now. We can smack that boulder. That's fine. So here we have the harbor town of Mido. You guys remember Mido, right? It's that little jerk who wouldn't let us see the Great Deku Tree. I thought somebody got that one. Alright, so the church has a door open upstairs. We're just going to be rude and let ourselves in. guy's not... Yeah, he's gonna say the same thing. Because it's something else that carries over with New Game Plus, but now we can downstab. And it is the single most satisfying move in this game. It's the... I'm pretty sure Link has no other attacks in Smash. I wouldn't know. And Shovel Knight was developed entirely around that mechanic. Here's the lady with the problem. Please, my daughter is sick. Help her. Well, I think we can do this. Something about that, guys. She'll be fine for a while, though. We're not gonna help her right away. If you get an encounter on a safe spot like that, it's just desert. It's nothing. You just walk right off. It's nice. And as you remember, we walked past a boulder up here. Which we now can get through. Oh, my face. That looks like red potion, and I think we heard that someone is sick. So, that might help. No red potion for us in this game. There are no potions, just life magic. Not sure how that works. Anybody notice up top? There was a palace there. That is where we're going next, after we get one more pickup. By the way, that's the town we started going to there, so we'll get a shortcut through now. Downstab, we can kill those guys. It's technically possible to kill them without the downstab, but you have to do a really precise stab as you land, and sort of your stab hitbox lowers out, but nobody really does that. Heart container. Take it. Don't need it, but I'll take it. Dungeon 2. Now, the only thing we do around here for grinding is we would just ensure that the next level we needed to get to was available, but significantly higher than like any experience we had. So, for example, maybe like I had 500 experience, but the next level was 5,000. Because when you beat a palace, the game fills you up to the next experience goal you're trying to hit. So it's just free experience if you time it right. If you time it very poorly, you get like 50 experience to get to the next level you need, and that's it. If you time it right, you get thousands and thousands of experience points. And so you use the 6 palaces smartly to do that. Speaking of smart, I'm not It's like, I don't need it, but you can't not get a collectible, right? How do you just leave a pickup line there? Feels bad. That's why I'm not much of a speedrunner, because just like, I can't leave that stuff behind. He didn't even try. Too far, come on. Studied under the same swordman, I guess. Tried to learn the down stab, finds better. No. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Oof. Haven't had that happen in a while. Now I have a glove. Rather than letting me lift anything, it's going to let me plow through these blocks that were falling. Stuck here if you went this way without the glove. No way to get through these blocks without it. Nice whiff there, Link. With you, I'm not sure if the path forward was down or right there. We're gonna find out. Yeah, sorry, I gotta back up. It was right. And even though I could cheese it, technically I haven't learned the fairy spell, so we're gonna cheese it in Palace 5, you'll see. get stuck here. That's more like the last one was supposed to do. But you never know. So this is the screen you normally get when you get a level up. I am at max levels, of course, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. Once you get max levels, your next one always costs 9,000, and what it gives you instead is a 1-up. Excuse me, taking a drink. Alright, that's 2 crystals down out of 6. Let's go heal the kid and get on to Palace 3. How does it work? Let's chop me off here. Jumping is essential. Water of life. Quick cut my feet. Could have had a chat or something, but I'll just go. So we now have the fairy spell, or we would have, you know what I'm saying, which is also required to get to the next palace. Goodbye, Mido. Someone in that town would have told us that south of King's Tomb hides a secret. This is King's Tomb. And if you're never sure about you're not sure about that, you can talk to her and she'll tell you. This is King's Tomb. So go south from there. What does fairy magic do? It makes you a fairy. High flying fancy free. Just for that screen. Alright, so here is another spot where if I was playing casually, I would be grinding a whole bunch. This statue at the entrance, when you slash it with your sword, either drops a full magic refill or a red iron knuckle worth 100 magic or 100 XP. And I would sit there and go in and out and kill as many red iron knuckles as I needed to get my attack up a couple more levels and kind of top myself off so when I beat this level, I got a nice big prize. Physics are awesome. If you jump just right with the right amount of momentum, you can clear a 3-block jump like that. But otherwise, it doesn't work. Oops. Yeah, here's another one. I'm not sure if my brother and I actually read the manual. Probably not. But the fact that you had to stab things to pick them up, that probably took us a couple hours. I'd like to say I'm not an idiot, but I mean, youth kind of shows otherwise here. Okay, and now bots over bits. No chances. I'm not taking it. Just... He's fun. I like him. Now we have a raft, which is, you know, obviously you saw it's like the size of one of Link's feet. So it's the perfect size to sail to an entirely new continent. But again, it does not, like most of the items in this game, it does not provide any new proper abilities. It is simply a progression unlock to get further in the map. So if anyone was complaining that Twilight Princess's items function that way, well, Zelda 2 did it first. I can't do that either. Just pretend I didn't do that. Okay, I'm going to show this off. There is a room over there I could go through to get a key, but if you have the fairy spell and no keys in your inventory, the fairy can do that. The only problem with being a fairy is you can still take damage. So you gotta kind of watch yourself there. It's a little rude to invite me to a jousting match and don't let me have a horse, but whatever. I got a down stab. Gotcha. think we're going to cross the continent. Put our tiny raft to good use. Now this is rude. These guys, you can't even hurt them. Like, you get that sound like when you try to stab a wall. Because you need the spell from this town, which is Naburu, the desert sage. Oh, hey lady, what's your problem? She's thirsty. Well, look at this. Look at this. She's thirsty. Like, with insight. Yes. Okay. Apparently she's tied to her house. I don't know. The old man just isn't nice. I know. So this guy would have taught me fire. This lets me shoot fire from my sword and kills a lot of the enemies in this continent that otherwise can't be damaged. Friends, I am going to call it there. It's a little early, but